Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lucina Lounge podcast. I am Phantom T and I am joined by this time's lovely guest, Burnt Green Tea. Say hi to people.
Hey guys.
Yes. And before we officially start here, I actually do want to say that I apologize for the late release of this episode. Uh, Believe it or not, this is the second attempt that we are trying because in the first place, what turned out happening is that when we recorded, I used a completely different microphone for that. It worked for what I needed to, but the thing is that OBS Studio did not have that as an audio input listed up, which is my mistake. So now what ended up happening with that initial run is that the recording exists. However, it can be summarized as 1 hour and 24 minutes of silence, occasionally broken up by burnt green tea. So, for those who are interested in the original responses to the questions about to be presented here, uh, that will be uploaded um, sometime after the completion of this episode, and I'll see if I can get that up on YouTube and all nice and I guess thrown out there because I guess editing 1 hour and 24 minutes of silence is sounds like a bit of a hassle to do. But nevertheless, I am very grateful to Burnt here, giving this another shot. Uh, you know, plays things to do, places to be, many good things hopefully in the pipeline. But yeah, thanks man.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me here.
Yes, absolutely, cuz I absolutely did not want this appearance to go to waste and I absolutely did not want to just move on to anybody either.
hmm Yeah, it just sucks that happened, but it's what it is.
It is indeed. But sometimes there are some days where I feel like I'm running out of it is what it is. But
hmm
anyways, first question, of course being, how are you today?
I'm feeling better. Thanks for asking.
That's great. That's great. I did see up on Twitter that the burnout has finally hit you pretty hard and well wishes to you. I don't imagine that illustration on your level is anything easy or within the realm of easy. So I just want to take this moment to say thank you for what you do. I while you do commissions, there's also a lot of stuff that you put out that you make by yourself. Not sure if it's for yourself, but for the artworks that are for yourself, we love and appreciate that work too.
Yeah, that really means a lot.
Yes. And uh whatever comes out of this burnout period, I hope that you can come back stronger than ever. I don't imagine that art is a medium that you can say, I suppose, continue doing without ever being burnt out. But when those periods come, uh I guess you have to I guess it's good to remember the stuff that not just makes other people happy, but of course the stuff that makes you happy and stuff that makes it fulfilling for you. Because at the end of the day, um, it's you, the human being behind the art, that has to put it out or wants to put it out, that artwork. So yeah.
No, that's true though. There's a lot of periods of time where like you're just kind of grinding out the art, and then you hit like a road bump, and that's where I am right now. But I am getting better. I've been taking a lot more rest, and I'm slowly going back into drawing right now. So there's that.
Mhm. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Um, Man, I haven't been able to keep up too much with Twitter lately, just like on the off chances I get on at work at my day job, that you just get to Yeah, but I see that you're actually drawing some stuff that's a little different from what you typically do, particularly with the elegant 2B piece that I really love.
Mhm.
Yeah, is that you just
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
that was yeah, that I was just trying out something a little different, but yeah, I am definitely going into, different territories right now because I wanna experiment a little bit more, and
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like that's what I
No,
find
I'm good.
a lot of the time when this my gamer brain is telling me like, you know, this is the stuff that I see in typically in the games industry, in that you know, some developers are particularly finicky with sequels in the way that they don't want to keep releasing the same game over and over again. You know, if a
Mhm,
franchise is iterated like that, then that's kind of what the series is for. That's kind of what you buy that particular franchise for. But other studios, for example, let's take Inti Creates. You know, they always have the need to switch up the gameplay in each entry of their Azure Striker Gunvolt series, and really and just kind of experiment in ways that kind of keep it fresh when things start to feel a little monotonous.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, and so I really appreciate you branching out because I honestly find that that aspiration to kind of diverge from what you're known for and take the risk to do something else.
mhm,
Um, yeah, not for anybody, but for yourself rather, and that's how you know, that's how innovation takes place.
mhm. No, that's true, that's true. Just trying to, like, get something different out there, just not for yourself, but for other people, just, like, get something interesting out there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And from what I can see here, this 2B piece, like, oh my gosh, I love Nier so much, and you know, I was like, yes, the average Nier consumer, but I honestly love the lighting with this piece. I love the depth that it has. The excellent use of the foreground and background. Uh, you know, I'm not trying to say I'm something of an artist myself. I am very close with an artist, so
Mhm. Yeah,
she yeah, so she helps me appreciate things like this a lot more.
mhm. Yeah, that's awesome.
And I'm definitely not saying that because her butts are right there.
I
But
mean, the whole piece is like yeah.
yes, yes, exactly. But yeah, no. Uh, but no, that's a beautiful, wonderful piece of work. Now, let's see here. And I suppose now I am doing great at segues, but first question from uh from Boomtown is you know how did you get into art, and is it your day job or your hobby?
Right now, it's my day job, and I've went through different types of work before, and so far, doing art right now has been, like, the most I guess you can say, like, the most, fulfilling, thing I've been doing so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah yeah, I mean, I went to school for it, and now I'm, like, able to, like, draw art as a job, doing conventions and stuff, which is great. And, like yeah, and, like, having you and everyone else supporting is, like, the best thing I can really ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I know even me, the admin of the Lucina Fan Club, I'm a college student myself. I don't have any money, but I absolutely try and do my best to push you guys. And I know that
Oh,
even
yeah,
doing
I've been
that,
there.
yeah, yeah, I know that even doing that is a big help. Like for me, you know, I wanna thank you guys again. You guys being you and the other court painters for kind of really sticking with me as well, and believing in my vision for a kind of a better space in the Fire Emblem community, one centered
Hmm.
around bringing people together through art. Your guys' art, which is really good, by the way, if I haven't said that already.
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, whether that be you guys very generously taking the time out of your lives to work together on a piece for fun, for some occasion, or even the odd minor or major commission. Uh, yeah, absolutely. And I know that you guys will also help out with that as well, by way of cross promotion, the best kind of promotion.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, I understand that the first time we recorded this, you said that you graduated with a degree in illustration, which I found very awesome.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's pretty great. My artist friend, she's beginning to get a little work experience in on the 3D animation space.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping that range of versatility goes well for her, and I'm super interested in seeing how I guess the art education space works for what other art degrees there could be for, because I have no idea about that. So
There's
yeah.
actually like a lot of directions.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, like you can go into like story, you can go like we said, like animation, illustration, 3D modeling, and there's just like a lot of different types of degrees out there nowadays.
Yeah.
But it depends on the school that you look into. So yeah, that's really important.
Yeah, and I guess with all the other kinds of art out there, well, I don't know if there's any degrees for those. I'm very interested for other more physical forms of art like ceramics and
Yeah.
sculpture. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
very interesting.
those are like big things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very like it's very interesting in today's modern world where I don't want to say that the need for that sort of art has passed or anything, but I guess for me, the guy who's sitting down like 12 hours a day in front of a computer doesn't see and appreciate that physical art often. But on the odd times that I actually do want to go outside and touch some grass, one would say, you know, you do see all sorts of facets of that physical art, kind of maybe in subtle ways you don't see. So yeah,
Mhm. No, I agree. I agree. There's like a lot of things that you would have not noticed in your everyday life.
yeah, absolutely. And then you go into the more minute things and I guess the more prominent things that you kind of don't kind of think about on the top of your head that gets put in front of you, such as like graphic design and all sorts of things like that.
Mhm. Yeah, those are much more subtle.
Yeah, and then yeah, art is like the force that surrounds us. It binds us together in a sense of a shared community and discussion.
It is. It's a very much a shared experience that everyone could at least like experience in their lives.
Hmm. And then but yeah, and then speaking of art, I always love hearing about Burnt Chan, and that's my next question, which is what the story behind her is.
Mhm. So the story behind her was I needed a character for my shop, at least something representing my shop or my brand. So I just came up with a character that would probably represent the best, like what my brand is. And so she was just developed for that necessity.
No, yeah, yeah. It's like I gotta say, like, I know that character design is probably a different field of expertise from just general illustration, or I don't know if character design is like I guess you could say a bullet point under illustration. But I honestly think for what she drew out of necessity that she holds up pretty well, and she's very a very neat character to look at.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
Um, I can tell definitely from her aesthetic that she's more of like uh kind of more like the maid or the maid cafe sort of general design rather than the outright straightforward maid.
Mhm. Yeah, that was like the general approach of it. Just not like a direct made, just like just very inspired out of like uh the idea of like the hardworking maid and like you know
Yeah, just kind
and
of
just
like
do a whole bunch of like cool things.
my head canon from my interpretation of that art is that it's kind of more of the comfy tea house setting.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, burnt green tea if it's the branding.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm glad it reads that way.
And that's very interesting that because I don't think last time we recorded this you mentioned that she was made specifically for the store. I mean, I think you more so centered around her being the face of the brand, but with the
Mhm.
store, I always wondered what that you run a store online, which by the way, everybody listening should go and check out because there are some good posters of Lucina, posters of your favorite Genshin waifu, uh, even other characters like a personal favorite of mine, Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann, or even the superior variant, Miss Yomiko. But
Oh yes, yes.
but I kind of always wondered how uh how that's like running a an online store.
It's mostly just like how you would do like a side job. Um like opening up a store is one thing and then like running it is another thing. Um you have to dedicate like a part of your time just to, like advertise your pieces or like package every week for like the pieces to be shipped out. So it's yeah, it's just basically like a side job.
Yeah, no, that's great. I honestly love what you said there about there being very different aspects to opening a store and then running a store because I feel like it's just one of those general skill kind of I guess facets in where like anybody can open a store. The important thing is running it and maintaining it and then creating
Hmm.
merchandise from it and then marketing it.
Hmm.
And
No, exactly.
yeah, I gotta say I have massive respect for artists everywhere who who have their stores and then they or their Patreons and not that I blame them or I find it annoying it or everything, but they are very good about oh hey, join my Patreon now or like hey, this is I see on Twitter, this is this month's Patreon reward. Make sure you
Hmm.
guys
Yeah,
join. It's the 24/7
mhm.
grind.
Yeah, I really don't want to say grind because grinding just sounds really painful.
Oh,
It's
that's
just more
true.
like I guess you could say like discipline.
That's true. Yes. I guess yeah, grinding means I guess has tone to it that makes it sound unpleasant. Or like
Yeah,
you're
it
tired
definitely
of it.
does.
It's like you call most people would say their day job is a grind, but
Hmm.
me I guess
Yeah, I just want to approach it like differently than just say it's a grind.
no, absolutely. Absolutely, I understand that. Because this is something you love and that you love to do. And I can't imagine how that feels every time somebody buys some of your work and you get to package it and send it off because that
Hmm. Yeah,
I guess there's no better indication of people who actually want your art and want to have it and want to hang it up somewhere.
right.
Yeah, that must be the best feeling as an artist. I can't imagine.
It's a
Uh,
very humbling experience, I could say that.
yeah, no, absolutely. You know, I have if it didn't look like a mess right now, I show a picture of my room or something, and you know, I have that Shikishi board piece I got from EmblemCon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just have that leaning up somewhere high in my room, and then as well as the early Patreon reward with the postcards you drew for everyone. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was nice.
yes, I have that Lumen illustration just propped up by my TV. And it's like yeah, nice duality. It's a nice little frame to have whenever I'm playing Gunvolt. So
Glad to hear that.
and then oh, I also just love the little postcards you send too. It's like that always gives such a nice little personal touch.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I guess, like, a heads up, I guess, like, a little sneak preview. Me and Roar were planning to do another one sometimes in the future, but it's not concrete, but we're definitely gonna do something like that again in the future.
Oh, that's wonderful. I always love when you guys collab.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, of course.
And what's it? Let's see here. Uh I have I guess he's not here with us, haha, but Eusting wants to ask do you have an artist role model or inspiration? If so, who? And it can be multiple people.
Let's see. I have a lot of inspirations, especially from JP artists. One of the big ones is called Torino Aqua,
Hmm.
and they just do like these massive illustrations that have like a lot of details in them. I was like, dang, I want to do more stuff like that.
Huh. Yeah. Oh, I see. Wow. Yeah. I just looked them up the second you mentioned it, and yeah, this is some beautiful stuff.
Yeah,
Lots of
yeah, they do
Genshin.
like crazy details on their pieces.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'm seeing this Nailu piece right now, and just
Oh yeah.
all the details in the cloth. I'm like, yeah, that takes time.
Mhm.
That takes some dedication. All the hair detail.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I look into Japanese and like Korean artists because like they just put so much time and effort into their pieces and stuff.
Yeah, no Among Us cheese hacks here.
None of that.
Yeah. I what's it? I see that they have Saber from Fate Stay Night as their icon on Twitter. So that's definitely worth
Uh-huh.
a follow alone. Mind you, she is
Yeah,
drawn very pretty. But
I'm glad to hear that.
honestly, now that I'm looking at this Yor and Anya piece for Spy Family, I'm definitely seeing the inspiration.
Mhm. Yeah, they have so much attention to details on the characters and like the environment they're put in. It's like, man, it's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm looking at the windows here in the background and there's like actually stuff inside.
Mhm.
Is wow, all these flowers too, this foliage. Yeah, that's some beautiful stuff. Even just the parfait that Anya's holding, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
some good stuff.
so much attention to detail.
Yeah, for those listening along, this is at Torino Aqua, like the water, like our favorite useless waifu, Torino
Oh yeah.
Aqua. Yeah, absolutely, and that's good. Also, Fran is their banner, and that's also extra points. So I'm something of a Fate fan myself. Uh, let's see here. Next on the docket is oh yeah, speaking of your art, and I see that this is also similar with I guess not just you or Torino Aqua. In fact, it's a lot of people. But I see that you don't draw a lot of guys, and I'm wondering if there's a particular reasoning behind that.
I just like drawing ladies. Like, what can I say?
Based
Uh,
response.
yeah, just more fun, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and for those listening, for context, what's it? This is absolutely not like you should draw guys more. Like it's like how can you just draw women all the time? No, absolutely not. No, I'm just always curious because I know I guess I don't know, I just it kind of feels a little wrong to say that ladies just in general are just more popular because I feel like there's a little more to it than that. Because I know that that guys in many properties do have their fan base or even original characters that artists
Yeah,
draw,
they do.
and especially uh, my assumptions want to just tell me that like characters like Zhongli, I guess you could say the Bishonen kind of guy is something that I'll see
Mhm,
every now and again. But
mhm. Yeah,
I honestly just wonder if that's probably just dependent on me and who I follow and what art I see on my timeline more often. Because I know that characters like let's take Doom Guy for example. I know that he still gets a lot of art drawn of him.
oh yeah, he still does.
Yeah, and for a reason, because that's Doom is supposedly some pretty good stuff. I've never played, but
Mhm. Yeah, it's pretty good. I played a little bit, but from what I play, it's really good.
yeah, yeah. Um, and then I guess speaking of the discrepancies between guys and ladies in art, something that also has a bit of a discrepancy uh, in the popularity of between their male and female characters is Fire Emblem. I'm joke. That's a joke
Mhm.
because it's. I always feel like the character designs for the guys is always the shorter end of the stick.
Compared to the ladies, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
compared to their female designs, and I know that that's also a prominent issue that Pokemon very much has. Um,
Actually, yeah, now that you mention, a lot of fan art of like Pokemon ladies is much more higher as well.
like I definitely uh know that there are definitely some popular male characters like Steven or is it Gold or Silver who's the guy?
Mhm.
But then Red and
One of those
Blue.
guys.
Yeah, one of those two names. I'm very sorry, Gold and Silver fans. I'm a Gen 4 guy, so I know Lucas, but and my boy Lucas doesn't get enough love. It's Don. Don hogs all the attention. Not saying
Yep.
that Don doesn't have a very cute design, but and thanks to the
Nope,
anime,
it's
you
just all
know,
the ladies.
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely not looking over at Cynthia art right now, but um, yeah. And so with like you know that's like just as a quick detour on this, like let's take a look at some of the Avatar characters in Fire Emblem. Like you know the first Avatar characters, Chris and female Chris. All right, I say that's pretty balanced design. You know,
Mhm.
I definitely like the look of male Chris more because of just that nice balance of blue. And female Chris just has that. I guess she's depicted with a red shirt, from what I can recall off the top of my head. And it's like
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
think that
that.
sounds right.
Yeah, I just don't think. It's like I guess I find the nice main primary blue theme of male Chris is just more appealing to my eyes. But and then next you have Robin, male Robin and female Robin, and they're literally the same design, which is like okay.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much the
pretty
same,
much the same.
except one just has twin tails. And although what's it? I will say that for some reason I guess I honestly believe it's because of the supports between female Robin and Crom, and why female Robin is a little more prominent.
That's definitely true.
Yes, yes. I personally am an advocate for gender equality. So if we can get something like that between say Robin and Lucina, if we're going by the rules of Awakening, I'm joking. I'm joking. um, but and then you have Fire Emblem Fates, and you have male and female Corrin. I guess both have like again the same general like outfit, but then
Mhm.
I guess male Corrin's hair is certainly interesting. Not bad by any
Is
means,
it?
but
I think it's pretty normal
pretty
in
normal.
like hairstyle.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of a little easy to forget like I guess you could say the longer strands of hair he has like kind of down by his neck.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then and then you have like kind of like an increase of I guess of cuteness dialed up to 11 when when you put female Corrin right next to him. With the long
that's true. Yeah,
silver,
that's.
yeah, the
Mhm.
long silver hair and the yeah, it's just it's just like wow, that's a little bit different. And then you have and I guess things are a little shaken up with Byleth and female Byleth,
Mhm.
where you know like Byleth's just an anomaly to me because you have I honestly really like male Byleth's design. And I feel like
Mhm. Yeah, same.
the main reason why people don't care about him, from what I see, from what I've observed, is that you know, he's too emotionless. Like he never shows any emotion in the cutscenes, and he looks like a dead fish, quote unquote. And so it's like all right, but does that discount his design? No, he looks pretty cool, and then like
I mean, I would argue the same way with the female Byleth too, because like she looks very emotionless too.
yeah, yeah, and I was about to say with female Byleth, like the complaint I always saw back when Three Houses launched is like her eyes are huge, and it's like it
Mm,
looks,
true, true.
and then some people getting like, I guess depending on who you ask, very heated on her design for almost no reason. And it's like
Of course,
okay, I'm just like, oh, hello, yes, welcome to Fire Emblem. uh. And I don't think this is like it's like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 levels of controversial, but by any means. But it's just funny to see all these complaints about her, yet female Byleth is still very much the more popular of the two characters.
of course, yeah.
And that's something that like that's something that just kind of I don't want to say like disappointment is the word, but I guess it's a little like I guess it's a little sad that male Byleth doesn't get nearly as much fan art. He doesn't get like I feel like people have like it feels like at least in the art realm or in discussion that male Byleth almost just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I can definitely see that in like the fan art side of things, like or even like the game in general too. You know,
Oh yeah?
like the Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. It's like you guys wanted summer Byleth? Well, yes, we'll give you summer female Byleth and Rhea. Or
Right?
like
It's like, oh, okay.
yeah, I feel like and then when male Byleth got that oh, what's the name of that class? The Awakened one or something? Like his all of that. Like I feel like nobody cared.
Mhm.
But then the
Not
second
enough attention.
yeah, not nearly enough attention. Like I don't know if it's just like his skills were subpar or like the banner that he was in was subpar or something. It's like I'm not a hero sweat or whale, but it's just like man, justice for my boy Byleth.
Yeah, nobody really pays him much attention.
And then with Three Hopes, like I never got the chance to play Three Hopes because I'm broke. But uh I feel like Shiz, or however you say that, is a little
Yeah,
balanced. Like,
Shez.
yeah, I feel like I know the most I heard about them is that their hair is just really saturated and it looks weird to people. But other than that, I feel like I guess you can definitely say like female Shiz is definitely uh the more mentioned. But I think their popularity is about the same.
Mhm. I
Uh,
feel like Shez is not as popular as Byleth for sure.
Absolutely not. Yeah, because I honestly really love that Three Houses had some lore around for the players to kind of piece together by themselves.
Mhm,
Like how they never tell you how old Byleth is because Byleth himself doesn't know, but then when you start doing the math, he's like what, 21 or something?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Or like a bunch of backstory about Byleth and like I guess you might say to some people it might seem like a cheap writing cop out for his emotionless state to say that
Mhm,
that's just how he is, like because of the crest stuff done to him or them.
mhm.
But yeah, like, yeah, no, I was like, they're a self-insert character, so at least there's some like in-universe reason for them to have this character that you're supposed to impose yourself onto to some extent.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, makes sense with how they made him as a character, or made them as a character.
Yeah, and I don't know what the case is for Shez, but it seems like Shez is definitely more of like their own character, like a traditional Fire Emblem Lord is, rather than like an Avatar character per se.
Mhm. Shez definitely has more personality in the game, but I guess that's why people don't feel like they can self-insert themselves as Shez.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and oh my goodness, like if I were to go on more about like how character like self-insert or avatar characters ideally should work, I would prompt some guys to or some of you listening to go and listen to, I guess, some of the behind the scenes stuff about Halo and how they kind of work with the Master Chief, and how just very briefly the main philosophy around writing him is that at most the chief should never say or do anything outside of what the player themselves would do, like which is why he speaks so minimally in Halo Combat Evolved, because when Captain Keys tells you, like, hey, here's your gun, it's like, I don't keep it loaded, you'll have to find it on your way, it's like, good luck. you know Most likely you'd want to respond to the character Captain Keys with like, yes sir. And
That makes sense.
yeah, yeah, and so the character shouldn't do anything so radical as to kind of feel like there's now like a separation, like say they do something absolutely ridiculous and you'd be like, "What? I wouldn't do that." It's like, "Why are they doing that?" Yeah. And then I guess finally that brings us to Alear in Fire Emblem Engage. And this is what I first thought of when I say that male designs get the shorter end of the stick.
Mhm.
Cuz
Yeah, with a layer, definitely like the male has gotten less attention than the female one, but then again, that design itself is already like controversial.
really, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could, because it's like from how I saw it, like, yeah, from the initial leak a year ago, about, or like half a year ago, um
Yeah,
everybody was crying, oh, it's Pepsi-kun and Toothpaste Chan, and like and I was like, and sure, yeah, I was there laughing with them for a second. I was like, this looks a little strange. But then when you go
yeah.
into the artist's portfolio, you could say, for their past work in games, or for their work with Hololive designing the VTuber Hackos Bales. Um, you could
Yep.
see a theme reoccurring, and I'm like, oh, that makes, I guess from the artist perspective, that makes sense. Before like designing a character in a game series where I guess such design is not very typical of most of the characters in that. I guess it's a little understandable to have that knee-jerk reaction.
Mhm. With Fire Emblem, definitely like designs are much more pulled back
Yeah.
instead of being more like extravagant. But I'm guessing with Engage coming out, the designs for like the other characters are also kind of like much more extravagant. I can say that.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't seen too much of the rest of the cast. The most I saw was the recent reveal of some
Mhm.
armor knight. Yeah. And he looks pretty run of the mill support character, but yeah, but it feels like Alir is like the only one with this um really radical design. And so and I see that at least as far as female Alir goes, I can feel that she's either had her supporters from the moment they showed that trailer, or she's very much a character that has grown on people.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really like one or the other.
Yeah, yeah, it's lover or hater. I think it's fair to say that her design isn't like atrocious. I mean, like again, once you see more of the artist portfolio for those of you listening, like if you kind of look at the art they've drawn for Fate Grand Order, where they designed a character there, uh, yeah, it's like it makes a lot more sense.
Mhm. It does, yeah.
And so then, continuing on Fire Emblem, how did you get into Fire Emblem?
I got into Fire Emblem by the Game Boy Advance games that I've emulated back in the days. Yeah,
Yeah, emulating Nintendo. We got a criminal on our hands here.
it's okay. I own the game, so it's all right.
Okay, never mind, never mind. It's all good. Now the question is, did you extract those ROMs yourself? I'm joking. I'm joking. um,
I will not say.
you can neither confirm or deny. But yeah, no, with the GBA games, that's where I started too. However, not in the time frame they released in. I joined on with the Nintendo 3DS's ambassador program, which offered
Oh yeah,
Fire
yeah.
Emblem: The Sacred Stones.
Mhm.
So that was my starting point. And when I played through it first, I got so triggered from Amelia's map and how they're
Mm.
like, "Hey, you should go recruit her. She'd be super cool to have on our team." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll go do that." And they just they just gave her the worst positioning in the entire series, where like you have to go right up to her to like either you go right up to her and talk to her, you recruit her, and then she just dies because she can't move or something, or she can't move very far for the trainee class that she is, and
Okay.
the enemy
Uh-huh.
just is like right there, and they catch up and kill her, or you try and do the strat where she comes to you, and like instead of I guess me at the time didn't understand that I could unequip my weapons, but I just thought like maybe I'll lure her over here and she'll come to me,
Huh.
and she does that, and then like uh Seth Seth was the character I used, and he counterattacks her and just kills her. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I rage quit and I put down the game for I don't know how long, until eventually I was like, you know what, I
Man.
should actually try again.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Yeah. Did you start with Blazing Sword then?
I started with the original GBA game that just called Fire Emblem with was it Eliwood and like Lyn
Yeah, that's
and
I think
Vector?
that's Blazing Sword because Roids is a Binding Blade.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Then yes.
yeah, I started that game. I haven't gotten past the tutorial yet because college happened. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, that's it's very interesting, and I believe last time I might have gone on a little bit of a rant, teasing the Lin fans again for liking a character that only has her story occur in the tutorial and then just never again a prominent character in the story until like what the very end.
Uh,
Yeah, no, and then yeah, no, the GBA games, it was a nice little introduction, and I have fond memories of the Sacred Stones, and I'm not I guess I didn't love it so much for this timeline to be the one where we're the Erica fan club, but yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. Not as popular as like Lyn.
the yeah with Lynn, yeah, you know, I was talking with my good friend Mamo DXX again about Lynn's popularity, just talking to him about it, and he said it's probably like her popularity probably stems from her being like the uh the very first character you meet in Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
And
that does help out a lot.
yeah, I can see her like, you know, being the face of that world you get introduced to, and as well as the very I guess Fire Emblem Blazing Sword is kind of a bit much more of a personal story because I guess while you are in canon, the tactician named Mark, you do insert your name, and Lynn kind of speaks to you directly. So I guess that puts a bit of a closer bond between you and the character rather than you know experiencing it through a named character.
Right, right. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, and you know, for me, it kind of brings it back full circle for in the DLC for Fire Emblem Awakening. I believe it's Champions of Your 2 or 3 where you get the Lynn card and you know you actually get to talk to her a little some more and the card of Lynn kind of is like hey you know I don't want to make any wrong guesses but you wouldn't happen to be the same guy I met back then would you and you know it gives you the options like if you did play that game back in the day you could say yeah that's totally me and Lynn's like oh I'm so happy now I found you again it's like hey once this is over let's go back. However, it's a little sad, like, you know, because the game tells you that's not the real Lin. And so I guess
That's me for reals.
he's just like me for real. uh, I can definitely say that Lin fans seem to have the same motivations as our good friend Denji here, but
Uh-huh, right.
yes, yes. Looking at you, most recent alt of Lin, the Flame Tribe Lin. Uh,
Man, that does look pretty good though.
it is I will say, you know, as much as I love to tease the Lin fans and bully them, I will say they do have some pretty good artwork of their waifu, so
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I see. So I guess your the reveal is out that you're also a Lin fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, I drew like, well, not as big as Lucina, but uh, like at least 5 pieces of Lyn, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That was something I mentioned in the original recording too, that your most recent work at that time was a Lin piece, and I very much love that.
Mhm.
Um
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, as well as my Lin fan friend that you know I guess he's kind of the one that passively enjoys art. So when I showed him that particular piece again, he was like, "Oh yeah, that artist." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's some super good stuff." He's like, "Yes. Yes it is." But
Thanks.
but now enough about enough about the green one. We're here to talk about the blue one. And with the question being, how did you come to like Lucina?
I I really enjoy playing Awakening, so I really enjoy the character Lucina, and I just really like her design and her story is what like really got me invested into like really caring about her as a character. So that's how I got into Lucina.
Yeah, yeah, no. I feel like it was very much the same for me because it's very funny. um, I don't want to say it's like the same situation with Arc Edo's hate love story for Lucina, but
Yeah, his story.
yes, but I will say I remember I had not too long ago finished rage quitting the Sacred Stones, but I still loved Fire Emblem miraculously enough. So when I was reading in actually an issue of Game Informer magazine that Awakening was going to be released in the near future, reading a review and it looked pretty positive. So
Mhm.
I was like, "Whoa, this looks so cool!" And I'm like, "This game has Marth, the guy from Super Smash Brothers Brawl." And I kept up with all that promotional marketing up until I had the game in my hands and I'm playing through it, and it gets to the part where she she saves Crom from that assassin in the courtyard, and her mask comes off. And
Oh yeah, that scene.
my reaction, my knee jerk reaction immediately in that moment, I remember it so visibly. I felt like a slight twinge of betrayal in my heart.
Like,
You're
uh-huh.
a wait, you're telling me you're a girl? You're not a femboy twink? No, that's not it. But I can't believe I fell in love with a woman. No, no. But for you Milan fans out there, but
Mhm.
no, I was just like, this isn't my homie Marth. Who are you? And then
I've been lied.
yeah, I've been lied to. You lied to me. But then I'm like, hold on, wait a second. He's like, on second look, you're looking pretty cute there. But
Hey yo.
Ayo. However, unfortunately, that was the reaction I had on my second run because as I shamefully admitted in the first episode, my first S support was actually Pan
Huh.
because I was a youthful lad at the time. But
Of course, of course.
of course, I'm just such an avid rabbit fan. I like rabbits. But
Understandable. Understandable.
with with Lucina, uh it took a little more analysis into her character and what she's been through and whatnot in the lore of the story because I'm a sucker for lore, which is why I've stuck with the Gunvolt series for as long as I have. But not to say the gameplay is bad, but yeah. But with Lucina, you know, I remember like I'm sorry for speaking a lot, but I remember for Lucina's birthday a couple years ago, we were all going on about what we love and appreciate about Awakening as a whole. And I actually remember telling the story that it turns out that I actually ended up connecting with the character Lucina on a deeper level, primarily from the fact that eventually I kind of saw myself in her. In that
Right.
I mentioned it in a tweet, so I guess it's a bit of an open and close thing. But when I was I guess I lost my father at an early age too. So when Lucina sometimes goes on about how hopeless she felt that she didn't have her father in her life. Uh, I guess I was like, hold up, this is getting a little too real.
That
And
is pretty real.
yeah, yeah, and so I guess I ended up forming a bit more of an attachment than I should have, but here we are.
I mean, that's cool. That's very cool of you to share that story.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like as well as with Crom actually interacting with Lucina, Lucina thinks of her father as a hero, um, as someone to aspire to be, and while the same isn't particularly the case on my side, or at least to that extent, um, when I was younger, I had very much the same opinion of my father. So to see Lucina kind of express that in a way that I felt like I very much did when I was younger as well. I felt like that was something that the character and I shared. So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, pretty awesome. That's cool. That's really cool here.
thank you. um, but also the fact that she's very much easy on the eyes. I
That's
promise.
also true.
I For those of you at home, I promise I'm not looking to get I'm not looking to be on a registry or anything. I'm just saying the waifus are nice. Anyways, but
Right.
let's see here for and also with Lucina, what's your particular what do you have a favorite design of hers? Probably a favorite alt, or is it just the base design?
Um, yeah, I think like the her first design is what I got really attached to.
Yeah, yeah, because that's her Marth outfit. That's her iconic. You know, it's meant to be her disguise, but I guess it just ends up being her clothes.
Mhm.
Y'all ever just live in your cosplay before?
Right.
And I
But hey,
sometimes,
it works.
yeah, I sometimes jokingly ask my friends, like, fellas, if you cosplay Lucina, are you really cosplaying Lucina? Or is it cosplayception where you're also cosplaying Marth?
I feel like it's original enough to be her own.
Yeah, and then you see that card of Marth that was drawn for Champions of Your One, where
Mhm.
it kind of shows you that at least at some point in the Awakening continuity, Marth really did dress like that. But then the model, when you look at it, is literally just Lucina with her short hair, but without her mask.
Mhm.
And like that always seemed funny to me. I did mention last time, in the first episode that I think my favorite one was I might have joked that it was Bride Lucina. Because
Yeah,
of
you did.
course. But
I mean, it looks pretty nice too.
or I guess maybe I said that it's hard for me to pick one, so I guess I shouted out the bride costume, and more of my thoughts on that are in the first episode. So I guess the next one I really do want to highlight is her yukata from uh the Hot Spring Scramble DLC in Awakening.
Right.
And man, I really wish I had the art book here with me because I did buy it for my artist friend as a bit of a thank you to her. And it has like a bunch of really good insights and stuff behind that character popularity poll that led to Lucina getting into that yukata. I gotta say,
Mhm.
y'all can talk about your Severas and your Selenas and your Noirs all you want, but the fact still stands that Lucina was the champion of the Generation Two popularity votes for women on the yeah on that side.
Nice.
And man, like it's like if I had the dough, then I'd be commissioning more Lucina art with that beautiful shade of blue that she had for her hair that Anna gives her.
Mhm. Yeah, one day.
Yes, one day. But yeah, no, if you guys happen to have the DLC, I imagine definitely check it out. For just replay it and have Lucina on the battlefield, take her to the bathhouse that's there. Anna will hook her up with some of that hair potion or hair tonic, and then you get that beautiful CG with the very prominently brand design yukata. I guess literally
Mhm. Yeah,
brand
it's really nice.
design. uh, it's like yes, I know she gives it to everyone, but it just looks really good on Lucina. Um,
Oh yeah.
let's see here with and I guess as an honorable mention that I do want to give out because it's technically not a different outfit for her, but I guess you could say it's stylistically different in that Codename Steam for the 3DS featured the Smash 4 amiibo characters as extra characters that you can get in there. And
Mm.
seeing Lucina drawn in a more Western comic book style is really cool. Kind of
Oh, that's pretty neat.
yeah, just to fit in that steampunk aesthetic of Codename Steam, as well as the Fire Emblem theme playing whenever you enter a battle. That's really cool. And then I like I have to ask earlier I mentioned I had my first S support with Pan in Awakening, but did you first S rank Lucina on your first run of Awakening?
Yeah, I believe so. It's been a while, but I am pretty sure I S ranked her first.
Oh yes, I think I remember you saying that you've only played the game like once to this point.
Yeah, only once.
Only once.
Mhm,
Yes. Uh, I find Awakening to be one of the easier Fire Emblem games to return to.
mhm,
Yeah, just because I feel like you can really knock it out, or like it's very segmented with the Gangrel arc, the the Valm arc, and then you have like stuff back with Validar,
mhm.
and then
No, I can imagine that. Yeah.
yeah, as well as the numerous xenologues you can do for the DLC.
Mhm,
Uh, particularly some other stuff that kind of features Lucina. Um, I was like I hate to repeat myself again from the first episode, but I just really have to shout out that moment in I believe it's Rogues and Redeemers 2 when you're fighting on the villain side. If you pit Lucina against Marth, dialogue pops up with Marth asking I believe to the effect of, "Milady, would you mind explaining to me why we are wearing the same clothes?" And Lucina basically says, "Shut up, it's not important." And
boy.
yeah, no, that's fun. That's fun. Or a very good map for fans of Awakening's cast of characters roster rescue, where somebody makes off with the in-game roster that actually tells you all about the characters, is apparently a real canon book in Awakening that Robin keeps on him.
Uh-huh,
And you know, uh for example, Lissa, if you have Lissa catch up with one of the potential thieves of the roster and battle, she basically laughs about how like nothing in there is true about her, and that nobody will could ever know like what kind of dirt there is to have on her. And then she snorts and she's like, "Okay, I can't let you live anymore." Lucina, I believe her interaction is that she doesn't even have anything like against her. She just wants to protect the reputation of Crom.
uh-huh.
It's like I can't
Oh,
let you
that's
make
so
off with
sweet.
it. Yeah, it's very sweet.
Mhm,
Like I don't know if it's like I know that this is very much a plot point in Awakening that Lucina does love her dad and he's the greatest thing in the world. But I feel like Fire Emblem Heroes maybe dials that up to 11, you know?
Mhm.
Like
I mean, that's
nothing.
just like Fire Emblem Heroes in general.
That's true. That's true. Um, it's nothing too radical, mind you, but like Lucina is always like crom this, crom that.
Mhm. Mm.
But oh
I mean,
well.
finally having a dad that's alive.
Yeah, that's true. Or like I always loved the what is it? A Day in the Lives of Heroes, that short web comic that they always release every couple weeks or so.
Oh, right, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I just love the one where she's like where Masked Lucina from Tempest Trials is spying on Spring Festival Crom and Lucina.
Aw.
She's just so jealous. It's just so funny. Or I don't know if I mentioned this in the first episode too, but Fire Emblem Heroes. No, not heroes, Warriors. And the dialogue between Marth and Lucina. She's just
Mhm.
fangirling. It's so funny and adorable to see.
Aw.
Or like Marth's just standing there embarrassed, like, no, that's not true. It's like, is that what the stories say? No. And she's like, yes.
Aw.
She's just talking to Marth about like to him about how he's like her childhood superhero.
Uh-huh.
And then of course,
That's actually kinda sweet.
yes, or just kind of like how that fangirl side of him is or of Lucina is just kind of challenged by Tiki in Awakening supports with Lucina. Or no, like between the two of them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Tiki's like, "All right, what do you know?" It's like she just gets irked about Lucina impersonating Marth, and she's like, "What do you actually know about him?" And Lucina's like, "Well, my future was just torn to shreds, so there wasn't much of anything left to read about him on. But I heard that he took on a dragon and captured the entire continent. So I imagined him as a ruthless ruler and a great warrior."
Uh-huh.
And Tiki's like, "It's like, what are you talking about? That's not how he was at all."
Aw.
And she's like, and after Lucina gives Tiki her reasons for taking up his name to inspire hope in a hopeless future, Tiki's like, "All right, I'll tell you about him, because your intentions were not ill." So I just find that to be a kind of like an exposure of or a resurgence of Tiki's younger side being like, "No, I'm Marth's number one fan." Uh, and of course, lastly, just briefly, the official awakening for Coma, where
Mhm.
I guess pushes Rob Cena with Morgan greeting Lucina, or no, Morgan introducing herself to Robin after Lucina and Robin achieve S rank, but Morgan
Mhm.
suspiciously has green hair and long ears. So Lucina confronts Tiki, brandishing her falchion. It's like just basically like, I challenge my fate. Just like, oh heck no.
No.
That's brilliant. I believe that can be found on serenusforest.net for those of you listening and curious to read it. Uh, I don't think the actual site hosts it, but it'll take you to somewhere where you can read it. Um, back with you though. Oh, I guess I was Sting's question about if you S supported Lucina Awakening. The answer was yes. So good decision, good decision. Um,
Obvious choice.
Sting also wanted to know though, what was your favorite Lucina work?
I think my favorite is, the remake I did of my first Lucina piece.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
since the original recording session, I went back and took a look at your shop again, and I noticed that you do in fact still sell the original print.
Yeah, I was trying to just sell the stock that I have left of it.
Hmm,
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah, no. You hear that, guys? That means this could be a limited edition burnt green tea piece that you could have
Mm.
if you visit his Etsy store, which I will have linked in the description. Uh, no, I remember talking to you at length about how I loved that very visual improvement with the remake, and that just how much you've grown as an artist and with your skill, your discipline, and your talent, just to kind of give that Lucina piece more depth, more detail, and very much vibrant color to it. And now, if the original was already good, then this remake was spectacular.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, definitely changed a lot since a couple of years ago. So yeah, I'm just
Absolutely.
glad that. Mhm.
If I might, I guess if the comparison is appropriate, I would just like to say it brings to mind the difference between the original Xenoblade Chronicles and then with Definitive Edition.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great comparison actually.
yeah, absolutely. Where the original has its own charm, but then just to have that more stylistic approach with the remake to kind of, I guess, very much like how Definitive Edition was had that original vision tweaked to be more in line with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I feel like this remake was more in line with how your works are nowadays.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and it's just beautiful. I always love all the colors and detail that go into it. And I gotta tell you, I gotta be honest with you. I've been eyeing that remake piece on your store for a while, so I'm hoping I can make
Mhm.
it happen.
Yeah, thanks.
um, um, Also, from you, Stink, in this trifecta of questions is what is your favorite non-Lucina work you have made?
My favorite non-Lucina work I did. Um, Actually, the most recent one I did, Perona from One Piece.
Oh, I
Yeah, like
see.
yeah, I just put like a lot of details in it, and like just since Halloween's my favorite holiday and stuff, like I really put a lot of attention to details just for like that holiday piece.
Hmm. Yes. Let me see here. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, man, that's some. Yeah, that. Whoa, yeah, that looks like that took some time.
Yep, I
With
did.
yeah, with all the glowing effects and the background detail, that's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And then yeah, all of these extra props around her and the detail in the umbrella. See, people, this is
hmm
some like artwork like this is like you can tell that whoever makes stuff like this honestly loves to do so.
hmm Yeah, that
uh
was like a lot of fun to like do.
yeah, I actually kind of want to try and see if this sentiment bounces off really well cuz yes, a lot of your work is fan art
hmm
and which is understandable. Nothing wrong with that. But I feel like when it comes to fan art, I'm recalling cheesily enough from basically recalling a sentiment I heard from the manga uh Please Don't Bully Me Nagatoro-san, uh which is the philosophy was that just one step that you can take to be really good at what you draw or how you draw it is to draw something you love, which yes sounds cheesy as hell, but I feel like pieces like yours or like pieces like this Maid Perona, I feel like I kind of can feel like looking at this, I feel like the love and appreciation for this character that makes it so well done.
Mhm. Yeah, agreed, agreed.
It's like me being the Fire Emblem fan I am. I'm a little more leaning towards a connection with that Naga piece you have lined up next to her.
Oh, yeah, the Naga piece I did?
Oh yes.
Oh, that one I did, like, in one night.
Hmm. Yes.
And
No, that's what's it? My heart is pulsating looking at it. So, but yes,
yeah, thank you.
I haven't seen One Piece before. I don't think I'll ever get onto that. But
It's yeah.
yeah, you know what?
It's a big thing.
I thought about just solely reading the manga and then looking up a an essential chapters list, but I also know that part of the One Piece experience is to not skip that stuff. So it's just like I feel like you're in or you're out.
Yeah, it is, like, part of the journey of, like, reading from the beginning to where it is right now.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that happen, I can say that, and I'm not even, like, super caught up with either.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Uh, Meanwhile, I'm just more used to like your shorter, more I guess conclusive series like in high school I read Inuyasha all the way to the end,
Mm, yeah.
and I loved every minute of that, and I watched the entire anime too. I mean, like, I guess
Mhm.
that's a little bit of an outdated accomplishment for me now that Yashahime exists. But uh,
Oh, right.
yes, I
That's
like.
a spin-off, right?
It's a sequel. It's an anime only
Oh, yes.
sequel. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah, that does continue the story of Inuyasha and Kagome. However, I guess the stars of the show are really the twin girls of Shishomaru.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'm more so in line with reading those kinds of series as well as you know uh Kaguya-sama is concluding at the time of this recording is about to release its final chapter next and so
Oh,
although I didn't really stick with the anime for that one all the way through, even though I know the anime is great.
mhm.
Yeah, I guess it's been a nice little 2 or 3 year journey for Kaguya-sama, and I feel like that's good. But with One
Yeah,
Piece that's like seemingly a decade long, that feels like me making the youthful mistake of trying to get into Gundam from the very beginning when I was in high school.
mhm. Right, I'm glad that Kaguya-sama, like, it's actually ending instead of, like, dragging on.
No, absolutely, and honestly, that's the best thing that can happen to a romance manga, in my opinion,
I agree.
because I feel like it's only really um the really baity harem anime and manga that want to drag on forever and toss up the question of will they, won't they, all the time, and eventually, like I feel like yeah, sure, you have the carrot on the stick to drive the audience to experience the story for a while, but then after you play around with people's hearts and expectations for too long, then people just don't care about the carrot anymore.
No, I agree, I agree.
I feel like that's although I kind of fell off of following it. I feel like that was, from what I understand, that was the case with the quintessential quintuplets. That it was always the thrilling mystery of who was the girl that he married at the very
Mhm.
beginning of the show, but then like from my understanding, they never get into that, or like it was. I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to make any guesses either. So just in case I'm right. But from what I heard, it just turned out to be like not super great.
I'm not surprised. It's if it doesn't have like an end goal in mind from the very beginning, then like it's like, oh, it's not what we wanted, you know?
Yeah. Or like, yeah, you just build up so great of an expectation. Like, how do you end that in a fulfilling way for your readers?
Exactly.
It's like, like you can't go with the most popular one because everybody
Mhm.
sees that coming from a mile away. But then if you go with the least popular one, then everybody's disappointed.
Yeah, everyone's disappointed.
There's just no winning with that. But when you have like a very personal one-on-one romance like Kaguya-sama, um, when all's said and done and they get together and the series ends, um, I just like silly enough. I just have that image of Thanos sitting on sitting at the end of Infinity War. Just you feel like you it's like me having read the best manga experience in my life.
Dang, nice.
Yeah, you just feel fulfilled. Like you're happy for them. You're actually happy for these fictional characters, and it just feels so wholesome. Why, yes, I am changing my major to literary studies. So, um, but no, yeah, that's what makes Kaguya-sama great. Now with now speaking of non-Fire Emblem things, who is your favorite non-Fire Emblem character?
Right now, it's Shenhe from Genshin.
Yes. Like I know in the original recording I mentioned my personal favorites Noelle because maids.
Yeah,
But also because Noelle's a sweetheart. But
yeah.
uh I feel like whoever wrote that Shenhe quest that you kind of have to go through when you're exploring through Liyue, they were on to something. Like I was actually very intrigued in her story. Uh I feel like it was just such a cute little romance for both her and Ether. Uh
Mhm.
and I just feel like, sure I guess it's a little tropey in that you can see it coming. Uh for Shenhe, somebody who is supposedly emotionless, and uh, she has that prophecy where she's gonna destroy the world, and because she doesn't have any connection to it. But then by the end of the
Uh,
quest, yeah, she has a reason to protect the world, and that reason's the traveler. And I'm just like, oh, that got me hook, line, and sinker.
so to get you.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's like power of love. It's like first thing I feel like on TV tropes, but but
They
with
did it well, honestly.
yes, they do it well, and I feel like it's a very basic theme to utilize it in that kind of story, but it's just executed so well. I'm like, all right, you got me. Like I remember I actually didn't care for Shenhe when I saw her
Mhm.
in the Genshin channel here in the server, like people talking about her uh and making very interesting posts over her. But I was just like, who is this? Like, oh, I guess this is an easy skip. I won't get her. And now I regret everything.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh no. But no, Shenhe, very good pick. Is it also just because of the story that you like her so much?
Her story, and I just really like strong women who can kick my butt.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah, exactly.
I just really love a woman who will beat my ass, who will actually just kill me.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's great. I've been playing a lot of. I finally got back on the horse for Genshin Impact. I just had such a great conversation with you last time about Genshin and the enlightening stuff behind it. Like newsflash, everyone, did you know that Genshin Impact isn't really designed to have end game content?
Right?
It just doesn't need it.
Like you can just play as a casual and stuff, and like you're not missing anything, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, I was just like hard focusing story quests just so I can get caught up in a sense with everyone else, and I'm getting through just fine. I'm getting Prima Gems just fine. I am hurting for those EXP materials, character EXP, because
Oh yeah,
I finally beat Inazuma. I finally got through that, and now I'm actually able to ascend right in Shogun. And so like she's basically like my number two character after Noelle. And I have like Noelle up to like level 70 right now.
nice.
Yes. And yeah, I'm just ascending everybody left and right because I also finally got another pyro character other than Zhongling in Toma. But apparently Zhongling's like the only pyro character you need. Uh
Yeah,
you
I mean, you can build anyone, and like it will still be viable in some ways.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Like I was just for the longest time I was just so confused on people using Lisa despite like super sleeping on her.
Mhm.
And which is sad, which was sad for me. It broke my heart. Like Lisa, I felt like was the first Genshin waifu for me
Mhm.
because how could she not be? She's like very easily uh the bait for for the feelings in your heart, but
Yeah.
again, I'm not too easy. I mean, I'm not too hard to just absolutely get hooked by that. But although I will say I don't get the Mona hype. I'm sorry. I guess Mona's just not the character archetype for me.
It's just her butt.
Yeah, it's
Like
literally that's all people like her for, I feel. It's
and
just
like y and was it like MiHoYo has like nerf her butt, of course, and like yeah.
yeah, meanwhile they write an entire butt backstory for Ganyu.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, which honestly for me, I had to be the freaking nerd and say like, actually, I can list three other characters in Genshin Impact that visibly have fatter behinds than Ganyu. Exhibit A, Lisa. But and yeah, and then I don't know if you've seen that really interesting mod going around Twitter.
Oh, I've definitely seen it. Yeah. I
You
had a friend who really loves Mona, and
yeah,
he's just like, "Hey, guys, check this out." I'm like, "Oh."
yeah,
I'm not surprised.
yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, is this necessary?
Totally, totally.
Yeah, and then they got Ganyu with it too, and I'm just like, when
Okay,
I
that one I didn't see it.
yeah, that one's crossing a line a little, but when I think like about mods for Genshin Impact, I'm like, guys, you are missing out on the potential of being able to mod Genshin. Like, think about it. We could have KFC promotion Noel. I don't know if you've seen that. It's just her in a really cute like I
Oh yeah,
believe it's a
I
skirt.
definitely seen it.
Yeah, black cardigan and that cute little beret she has.
Mhm. There's someone that stopped by my table. I was at a show this past weekend that was dressed in Noelle in her KFC outfit.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. See,
Yeah,
we have
she's like, "Oh,
Noel
pretty cool."
fans out there fighting the good fight. Please, MiHoYo, please, or HoYoverse, or yeah. um, let's see here. Now, on another note, Eldridge Leaf wants to know, do you prefer Hooters Lucina or Twin Peaks Micaiah?
Hooters for sure. Like no
Absolutely.
doubt.
Iconic stuff from Mr. Eustink himself, the chocolate milkman.
Absolutely. Mhm.
And yeah, no, I feel like it's so it warms my heart because even though this isn't my idea of Hooters Lucina, I still get that same sense of pride and happiness when I see somebody being able to draw her
Right.
uh yeah, officially from him, just like because I feel like at this point every artist in the community kind of sees it as a rite of passage at this point.
Definitely
Just
agree.
it's
I
like
feel like everyone at this point has drawn her
yeah, it's like it's
or
honestly
will draw her.
yeah, it's like it's honestly I think it's easier to list at this point to list people who haven't drawn her than people who have.
Right. I agree. I agree.
It's like if you, it's like have you really drawn Fire Emblem art if you haven't drawn Hooters Lucina?
Right.
And then I will say Leaf honestly oh ew, I think I just touched some gum underneath the table. What's it? Is it honestly good on you for pushing your dream for Micaiah because Micaiah is a cute character in her own right, and I believe the outfit you have for her fits her very well. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen it before. It's like her in like some short shorts, some denim short shorts, and with a tied up flannel shirt. It's just some good stuff. And then with yeah, so a couple of artists have drawn her, but Leaf, I'm looking forward to more. I'm looking forward to more.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I guess speaking of artists drawing her, Hooters Lucina, and getting that high quality art out there, uh, because it reminds me that purely for the fun of it, I know Eustink's shared in the server some AI designs of Hooters Lucina. Uh, which are pretty neat little spectacles to look at. But I did want to ask what your thoughts are on AI art.
I feel like there are some applications to AR art, but a lot of it is definitely misused by people who don't understand art in general.
Yeah,
Um, yes, they could be used great as like a reference and stuff, but like using it as actual pieces, it's definitely stealing directly from like previous pieces of art and like lacks a lot of soul and depth that like an artist can like put their touches in.
yeah, yeah. For sure. Because when we uh, I'm not an art major, but I definitely do understand that when we talk about art, art is supposed to be a form of expression, of human expression, made to elicit an emotional response.
Mhm.
And I feel like with AI art, you are literally taking, I guess you could say the soul out of art when you try to take it and try to pass it off as a legitimate work.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I feel like AI art can be a helpful tool, but
Mhm.
not absolutely not a substitute.
Yeah, definitely not a substitute.
Um,
Because I don't disagree with like AI as a like function to like help human like society and stuff because like there's a lot of things that we take for granted that like AI has like used to like help improve our lives. Just like AI used in art is very just just doing what the opposite intentions are and
Yeah,
like manipulating and like yeah, taking advantage of.
yeah. Um, and then you have the jokers going around stealing other people's art and just
Hmm.
like, you know, uh uploading it as their own, like of course the famous or the infamous incident with that wonderful artist and their beautiful Raiden Shogun piece and it just being yoinked right off stream. Like they weren't even
Oh
finished
yeah,
with it.
that was such a scenario.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Hmm.
And then like sometime later when the artist actually completed the work and uploaded it, it looks beautiful. And
There's so much there's so much details on it that like subtle details that an AI art couldn't like take. Like
yeah,
yeah.
I feel like AI art's first like thing to do is to just apply that really smooth style to it. But then
Hmm.
it like it's almost like it just did the color flats part of it and
Yeah.
then does a little stuff over it to kind of make it look like a finished work, but then um when you see or compare it to the original work that is based off of it, it just looks like a different piece entirely.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so and like you said with AI art being something that's made to assist us, I very much agree with you on that. You know, AI is fine when it helps us, but if Terminators taught me anything, AI only becomes starts to become a problem when you want it to do stuff for us.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yes,
that's an excellent way of putting it.
the ethics of AI technology here on the Lucina Lounge only. uh, yes. Um, let's see here. Maybe the folks in Nidavellir will will be interested in this, but let's see here. Man, I should have asked this when we were going on about Genshin Impact, but I thought that you were very much you do create a lot of Genshin art, and I was wondering if there was a reason behind that, but turns out it's just because we like the game, folks.
Yeah, just mostly like the game and I like the characters.
Yeah, very
Like
nice
I
characters.
would like to do more like Fire Emblem art if there was like more characters and stuff, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And but you know what? I feel like with Genshin, you're just creating art of something you like, and that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's good. And you know, at least on my side, you won't have to be concerned about like, what? You're not creating Fire Emblem art? That's what I followed you for. Why aren't you doing this? I'm going to unfollow you right now. No, all your stuff's good. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, like even with One Piece, like I don't want to say I could care less about One Piece. It's more like I'm just like One Piece is something that exists, and I see that a lot of people love it, and that's really cool. And so, you know, but with how well you made that Perona piece, I'm like, hey, that's actually some pretty neat stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
thanks.
that's pretty good. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, and so I'm glad that we're not the kind of people that are like overly concerned about what how Hoyoverse handles Genshin Impact. Like, is how they handle things perfect? No, but we're not gonna like sit around asking for like resin increases or end game content because that's just not what Genshin Impact is.
Mhm.
So yeah. Um and then next one is Yes. Uh, we were uh we were talking about con stuff earlier in this very episode, or at least this session, and I saw that you were at Anime Expo earlier this year. Or
Yeah,
yeah, and how was that for you?
it was really, really busy. I can say that.
Yes.
Definitely like a lot of things that happened during Anime Expo. A lot of uh, good and bad things, I can say.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't. However, I think I remember you saying that you weren't caught up in that whole outside food fiasco that the hired help was having.
Yeah. Like the hired staff that they had to, I guess like they hired for security and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, they had people like having their food taken away by like the hired staff,
Mhm.
and like Twitter had none of that. So like, to cause up a storm for right reasons, just so we can have like like food brought in and stuff, and not like have people starve inside the artist alley. Because I do remember someone uh passing out,
Oh
and that was like
man.
pretty dangerous.
Yeah, that is. Yikes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then I saw that I think I even saw like some post saying that they were eating it, that they were eating the food they confiscated. I was
Uh,
like,
they were planning to eat it. They might have said it jokingly, but like people took it,
oh, pretty
pretty harshly
seriously.
on that.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah,
Not a
because
good.
there's like a pile of like boxes and like bags of like food and stuff that someone took a picture, and just some people did heard comments about like, oh, look at all this food that will have like free food and stuff,
Yeah.
and that left a pretty bad taste.
Yeah. And just in case anybody at Anime Expo is listening to this, we're not slandering it. I know that Burnt loves being at Anime Expo selling their stuff. And
Mhm. I do, yeah.
it's a wonderful experience there at Anime Expo. It's the closest thing we weebs will get to Akihabara. So
I feel like at this point, going to Akihabara is cheaper because like how the yen is right now.
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh the yen. Oh heck yeah. Actually, that's very interesting. I wonder if figure prices would be inflated or if they decrease in value. So,
That's true. I should probably look into that later.
yeah, yeah. Maybe it might finally be time to cop those Pyra and Mithra figures. Or Marth and Ike have figures. I might be interested in that.
Oh yeah, those
Um,
ones. Yeah, those ones look pretty neat.
Although Intelligent Systems, it's been a little while since you announced a World of Fire Emblem series figurine. You think Lucina could be the next one? Maybe,
Please.
please. Yes.
Maybe an Android or something.
Oh yes. Man, I remember seeing the Marth and Sita and Android. I thought those were the cutest things ever. Like
Mhm.
especially with Sita and how she comes with her little Pegasus. Great.
Oh yeah, that's a nice touch.
Yeah. I'm just like it's like oh, I guess yeah, Lucina has a Figma. That's the thing. Maybe hopefully yeah.
No, that's a Figma. I'd rather have an Android.
Oh, you would, huh?
Yeah, an
Um,
Android if they have one of her.
is there a particular reason you prefer Androids?
They're just really well sculpted,
Hmm.
and like I collect Androids on the casual side of it, like just collecting ones that are my favorite.
Yeah, yeah. I know that Nendroids have become like what Figma used to be, being the affordable option. Um, I saw this video on YouTube. Uh, oh, what was the name of it? It was a really good video exploring the kind of like the increased prices of Figma and whatnot.
Mhm.
Let's see here if I can pull it up real quickly so I can tell you guys at home. Very interesting. Yes, it's from Aki Bataku 39. What happened to Figma? And it's a very interesting I guess you could call it a mini documentary
Uh-huh.
exploring about how the value of Figma it continually increases and how in order to justify that they keep making DX models to appeal to the more hardcore crowd. When starting out, Figma wasn't that. Figma was supposed to be an entry level figure series for
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. And for me personally, it kind of just breaks my heart with Figma becoming this more inflated price model sort of figure because the original, I mean, like the first Figmas to be produced were characters based off the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Mm,
And
right.
yeah. And so like I always keep thinking to myself like, oh man, I miss these figures. I really wish I could get these because I love this series so much, but I can never because they're not in production or they're just really rare and high price and
Mhm.
when I
Right.
see newer things like Twilight Princess Link, you know, it's just so offset because Figmas used to come with a decent number of props. But now with Figma Twilight Princess Link, he only comes with the Hylian shield and the Master Sword, which is fine. But compared to earlier figures that used to have so much more, and then
Mhm.
you have DX model Link that comes with all sorts of his items. Uh, I just feel like it's kind of like you're missing out, or it just makes you feel like you kind of get that feeling that you're broke, and it's kind of like it rubs in your face a little.
Oh man, yeah, that's a little disappointing to hear that, honestly.
Yeah, especially with or I don't think she got a DX model, but Edelgard got a Figma,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I believe so.
yeah, and she only comes with Amir. When I feel like there could have been a couple other things, or there could be some more characters, but Fire Emblem seems like something that Good Smile Company kind of doesn't have any figures for. Like I believe it's literally just the Marthsida Nendoroids, the Lucina Figma, and I believe there's a Figma for each house leader. And then
Yeah,
that's it. That's all they've done for Fire Emblem. And
yeah. Definitely Fire Emblem doesn't have a big presence in that.
I'm surprised like no I would think that there would at least be a Figma Lin.
I mean, we finally got a figure of Lynn.
Yeah, the World of Fire Emblem series.
Yeah, which looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks beautiful. Like I'm jealous of you guys.
Mhm.
How dare you get a figure before Lucina? How dare your character predate ours?
Finally, but still wait for Lucina.
Yes. It's okay. We can cope with Marth, right? She was called Marth.
Eh,
Eh.
eh.
Although I love my boy Marth. Mystery. I've said it
Mhm.
before that New Mystery is my favorite game in the series. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
um and then but if anything, if I'm really feeling it for for anybody, it's the Xenoblade fans. Cause I feel like back in the Xenosaga days, Cosmos got lots of attention. She was everywhere.
I remember that. Yeah.
And then nowadays, like I guess Pyra and Mithra got their scale figures first. And then we
Mhm.
eventually got Melia for Future Connected. And that's it. Like no Nia, no no Fiora. I feel like Mecha Fiora would make a badass figure.
Probably not yet then.
Yeah, yeah, probably not yet. Like I can tell that like what's it? Can we get a uni a uni figure, Ethel, Ashera, Alexandria? Can't forget about her.
Maybe down the line somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully, please, Good Smile Company, please. Um, and then back on track here. That was quite a detour. Um, yeah, we also talked about EmblemCon earlier, and you
Mhm.
know, uh, how is it like between running a physical stand and just running something and just kind of running something on EmblemCon, which is a Discord server?
It's definitely different than like running an actual like physical like table,
Mhm.
but it was during the pandemic and like it was like the only um you know it, like any like any show we had for like a long time. So it was really refreshing and everyone at EmblemCon was also like very energetic and very excited for it. So it made it a lot more fun. And I really had a good time when I was tabling there.
Yeah, yeah. I know last time I came by and I said hi, and so did a lot of us at the Lucina Fan Club, and that was, to be honest, that was really satisfying for me just to be able to shout you and Rourke and Draw out because he was the lead mascot artist for that year, and just say like,
Mhm.
hey, Burnt's running this cool stand and they got some pretty good deals on the line, so go and check them out, go and check out the other artists there, because I think I remembered mentioning in the original recording too that uh, I found an artist that was selling. Oh, I wish I could remember their name because I love that acrylic stand of Lucina that they had, and I
Mhm.
really wanted it.
You really wanted it.
Yeah, that it's like it was an acrylic stand of Lucina that they had, and it was I just love when artists do this. It's like the double-sided thing because I know that you do too with your Boba emblem series of keychains and acrylic
Oh
stands.
yeah.
Yeah, where it's
Mhm.
like it's double-sided, so there's one design on one side and there's a difference on the other side. Like I believe for that acrylic figure, it was just Lucina as she normally is, and then the other side's masked Lucina with her short hair.
Mhm.
I'm just like, that's so cool. It's like it's like it's an acrylic standee that's like it was like what 10 inches or something, and I'm just like, not to belittle acrylic stands, but man, I wanted it.
Yeah, that's actually really neat.
And I absolutely like when I went to go look at your shop again earlier. I saw that you're,
Mhm.
I guess I can mention it to listeners of the podcast. That stuff is back in stock, though. Please save a Lucina for me,
Yeah,
because I feel like that Lucina keychain is like priority number one to grab from you.
number one. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm just, it's so cute. It's just made
Yeah, thanks, man.
yeah, made Lucina shoots me right through the heart. Um, uh, but yeah, no, all sorts of good stuff at EmblemCon, guys. Unfortunately, in my experience, Twitch is a site that like never works for me. Uh, because it's like just stuttering all the time, like buffering, and I can never enjoy the panels in peace. So, but there are some good
Oh,
panels.
yeah, it's okay.
Lots
Mhm.
of good artists there. Next time EmblemCon opens up, we here at the Lucina Fan Club do announce when that's happening. We're not officially affiliated with them, but I do love to promote it because there's lots of good stuff there, lots of good panels, streamers, artists such as our very own BurntGreenTea and Rar can Draw. And so hopefully,
Yeah.
some of the other guys we have back at home, Arc Edo, Meow Yuen, uh, Kito Tsukuru, maybe some of the some of those other guys might be there in the future. I hope so. Um, but
Mhm.
yeah, and so yeah, I imagine like running a stand there is definitely easier from the comfort of your own home.
It's something easier, but I do prefer being at like the physical shows.
Yeah,
It's just a different experience. I can say that.
yeah, exactly. Uh, let's see here. Houston wants to know if you have any interesting or funny convention stories.
There was definitely one at well, there's like a lot of stories, but the one that happened at Anime Expo
Mhm,
was on the Sunday in the middle of the day. I had to go use the bathroom,
mhm,
and when I was coming back, I see my friend who was helping me wash my table, like waving me down as I was walking back, and then he started shouting my name to like run back. So I ran back, and lo and behold, there's a voice actress named Jenny Yokobora, oh,
mhm.
who voice acted Yoimiya and other characters, and she wanted a commission from me, so that's why I had to like run back.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so that was really cool of that happening.
Yeah. No, that's great. I love uh voice actors and all the work that they do. Um
Hmm.
yeah, and I'll try to refrain from bringing up a a particular incident that happened around the recording of this. But I honestly do love and appreciate voice actors because they're just they just put so much into the experience for us as players or consumers that I feel like the average person doesn't consider too much or doesn't kind of think about. But in the original recording, I went at length to kind of discuss my connection with the voice acting experience because I'm such an avid fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, and growing up,
Oh, uh,
yeah, growing up, while I can't say that my first ever Sonic game I played was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I played that in a McDonald's play place.
oh, nice.
Heck yeah. The first time I saw a Sonic game was like I was at a babysitter's house, and one of her older daughters boots up this dinosaur PC and starts playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. As a kid, I can remember my mind going like, I don't know what that is, but that looks cool.
Heck yeah.
And you know, uh, I will say that and of course my favorite game of all time actually is Sonic Heroes. Yes, I know, a very interesting choice, but um but most of my childhood I grew up like I woke up almost every single morning, Saturday morning rather, just to turn on the cable TV, flip to 4 Kids and watch Sonic X. And
Oh yeah, I remember those days too.
yeah, yeah, honestly, I don't think I'm even joking when I say that I watched Sonic X front to back to back, like at one point 3 times. 3 times where I you would see the very end of the Metarex saga, and then the very next week it would just start right back up to episode 1.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I just love Sonic X so much, and I appreciate the 4 Kids voice talent that made that
Hmm.
experience what it was, because you know, uh, even though my favorite game has the original Dreamcast voice cast voicing the characters, just the rest of my childhood, I grew up with the 4 Kids cast, and which eventually culminated to their wonderful performances in Sonic and the Black Knight, and
Oh right, yeah.
Yes, that's where I feel like that's a lot of where the Sonic community say that Jason Griffith's mastery over Sonic's voice just kind of is at its best.
Mhm.
And I feel inclined to agree, though I also especially love his performance in Sonic Unleashed. Especially the one moment that always sticks out to me in Unleashed is when the first daytime cutscene where Sonic and Chip are in Apotos, and Sonic says, "Yeah, this is the real me. Pretty cool, huh?" And I
Aw.
just, I see that and I'm like, "That's my boy. That's my Sonic the Hedgehog." And
Aw.
not to besmirch anything that Roger Craig Smith has done, he does fine. Uh, it's just not at least the direction that he was given. I have no doubt that he's a brilliant voice actor because I know that he's also Ezio in Assassin's Creed, and his work there is phenomenal.
Right, right.
And especially during the Twitter takeover, where he uses his Ezio voice to play a skit where Eggman captures Ezio and the Seven Chaos Emeralds.
Uh,
But yes, and it's just like not um how I know, like, the direction doesn't fit Sonic as that cool sort of rebel like character that he is. Um, and with but anyways, too much of a rabbit trail. Um, yeah, no, I could honestly, like, as much as I love Fire Emblem, Sonic's always been my thing. So I'll try not to make this into the Sonic Lounge, but uh, yeah, no, just voice actor's good. Voice actor's
mhm.
good.
Yeah, very cool.
And just to have you know, a voice actor of a character you like, and then have them commission you for art. And you said it was a Yoimiya commission.
Yeah, it was a Yoimiya commission.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And there's always this one post I that always has me recall from my memory being like somebody saying voice actors are not their characters, which I understand that is the case for some voice actors, and that it's definitely a healthier mindset if you don't think of people like that. But then here
Mhm. I
comes
agree.
David Hayter saying like, "Huh, not their characters."
Mm.
I always just find it so much more. I just like it when the voice actors have fun with it, like us.
Yeah, just have fun with it.
Like, they're just like, "What? I'm voice from thing you like? That's cool. I'm happy that makes you happy."
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, kind of to steer back in the direction of Xenoblade, have you ever seen Sky Bennett play Xenoblade 2?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, it is a wonderful. It is. I don't think the original stream is up anymore, which is a shame. But there are some definitely like best of moments, especially like I think Blunzy has a video on it. Uh,
Mhm.
where it's just she's playing through the game and she's just having so much fun, like
Aw.
shooting the stuff, uh, just as Pyra, and
Mhm.
like starts voicing along the lines from the Elysium scene in the beginning, or just having as much fun with the "place your hand on my chest" line as much as everybody else
Aw.
does. Just joking about it with us, or I know that I don't want to get his name wrong because I'll feel so bad. I believe it's Harry McIntyre, who is the voice of Noah in Xenoblade 3.
Mhm.
He's actually live streaming the game now, like not right this moment, but he's currently like recording himself streaming going through the game.
Mhm.
And like I think it's just so cool that he's like, I'm the voice, like, yeah, I'm the voice of Noah, and I'm glad you all really enjoy it. And he enjoys it to the point where he'll actually just start reading the unvoiced quest dialogue as Noah.
Mhm.
because he's just having fun with it, and I genuinely believe that's so beautiful. I love it when voice actors and people are just able to have fun with characters together.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really cool to hear that.
And
That's a
that
lot of fun to, like, just yeah.
yeah, and not every scenario is a Harrison Ford like I want Han Solo to die kind of thing.
Oh, that yeah.
Even though recently I think I've actually come to understand that with that whole thing, it was just what Ford thought was best for the character of Han Solo if his story were just to
Mhm.
end. Yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
anyways, back back on track. Uh where was I? Oh yeah,Ustink asks, uh what is something that you would like to work on in the future? Being a project, more art, something on yourself, etc.
I did mention earlier that I did feel, well, I did definitely had, like, very bad burnout,
Hmm.
and definitely wanted to create something more new and interesting down in the future and stuff. Because I definitely felt like I've been doing the same thing, for a while, and I wanted to, like, experiment a bit more.
Yeah, I guess yeah, that brings us back full circle with your 2B art and how you're just
Mhm.
exploring maybe not radically different styles, but something that's interesting and new.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I very much admire you for that. So because I know that well, I can imagine at least that it might be a little difficult or uncertain going outside your comfort zone. But
Mhm.
I feel like because you have the will to do so, the drive to um, change it up for once. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. You know, uh, I'm somebody that always takes the cheesy lessons of the things I enjoy to heart, and especially when it comes to Xenoblade, and I feel like taking that the future you want into your own hands is something that isn't easy to do, but
Mhm.
having the courage to do so is a true display of strength, and it's always admirable to chase after the vision of something you want, and from this burnout and from exploring this new stuff, I'm very looking forward to what you put out, and because I know that from this experience, if anything, you'll only just grow more varied, and you'll have a better mastery over your craft than you were before.
Yeah, that's an excellent way of putting it.
So yeah, and then the last little bit is me asking you where you can find where people can find your work and store, and thankfully I thoroughly researched this myself since last time, and of course I believe you said you have a Pixiv.
I have a Pixib, yes.
Yes, uh, Brent has a Pixiv. I know that on his Twitter account, you guys can find a link tree connecting to all sorts of things. Again, the Pixiv, the Patreon. Definitely show this man some love because he puts uh, just as much love, if not more, into his artwork. And being able to do something like this, like illustration, as your uh, as your daytime job, just for your living, is like that's wonderful. Isn't that something we all want to do? Just something we love. And
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
yeah, and definitely check out that link tree. The store I can tell you guys is on Etsy. Just search up burnt green tea, and there are numerous pieces up for sale. Not just art prints, too. There's also some really nice keychains, acrylic stuff. Um, and I can tell you guys that it all comes really quickly. The packaging is really neat. I mean, nothing excessive, mind you, but I always love the little postcards.
Yeah, thanks.
And and yeah, I guess that's it for the main list of questions I had. Actually, I just remembered that uh if you have the time, there are some questions asked by our other court painters. We
Oh,
might
yeah, sure.
have already answered some of them. If I can find the Artist Alley channel, threads, archived. Hmm. Oh, well, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am not finding the thread. Or maybe I can,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. But no, something that I haven't brought up last time is that, I mean, since last time, is that Burnt Chan. Very cute. I love that design. Uh,
Thank you.
he did mention it a little earlier, but I remembered going on about because my audio didn't record, but I do remember going on about how people and their OCs. I have my little icon, my little character, and I love seeing other people's characters because, especially like I know it's especially a bit more of a more fleshed out like lore wise kind of thing with D&D players,
Hmm.
but like when artists have like their own stuff that they draw for original characters that they come up with for whatever reason. I always like seeing that. Like for example, Arc Edo's character Eri, and there was that
Hmm.
discussion about creating what you want versus creating what people expect of you, and and how difficult that is to balance. But at least if anything, Burnt Chan will always be in the store, and she'll always be there to graciously greet you when you get your nice stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, true facts.
And let me see here, or unless it's actually just in the artist alley channel. No. Well, all right then. I guess the thread self terminated, which is unfortunate. I will say in the original recording that I will release later, for the court painters listening, your questions are there. They're in I guess the mid to latter half of the podcast. Uh, sorry about that. The people who did ask questions, I can recall off the top of my head are Atma909, Nige Mizuho, uh, Azure Monarch, and I think Delvy17. Ooh, and someone else. I'm very sorry. I'm blanking. The one I remember the most is one saying that you're based, you're goaded with the sauce, and I know you don't think of yourself that way, but I'm just saying, uh, you're pretty cool in my book. So,
Aw, yeah, means a lot.
um, and that yeah, and so yes, that's I guess that's it for now. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you again to you, Burn, for joining me on re-recording this and
Thanks for having me here again.
back at it again at Krispy Kreme. Uh,
Mhm.
and yes, I also do have an announcement before we do sign off. In that earlier, I did mention in the Discord server, discord.gg/Lucina, um, that we were having a giveaway for a nice Shikishi board piece from Burnt here, and I believe that these are things that you typically sell more so at EmblemCon.
I do make these more often for like physical shows and like for online conventions. Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is a thing that you can commission regularly now. I suppose as long as the supplies are there and the slots are open. And
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah. And so for the one that was created to test the new material that he had obtained, yeah, we had a giveaway, and I would like to thank those of you who support the Lucina Lounge and the Lucina Fan Club on Patreon. Uh, those individuals are Atma909 himself, Malagorn, um, if the if the list will load, Curb, one with an I, one with a U, uh, Scorpion 12590, Shavina Chow, and yeah, thank you all so much. It really means a lot, and it supports me. It supports hopefully it'll in the future more of it will support the podcast into getting better equipment, being able to do better things, more content. I actually have an idea in the future for doing what I like to call xenologue content, kind of like how Awakening has xenologue chapters, to where maybe I'll go on about things not so much related to Fire Emblem or Lucina. Um, I think it might be a little too early for that, but it's an idea for the future. So let's see here. And now, finally, for the winner of this Shikishi board piece is, if I can figure out how. Oh, click to spin. Okay, it is. Oh, Curve. Hey, congratulations, Curve. Um, if you are here at the Lucina Fan Club, I will make sure to make an announcement. And as soon as this episode goes live on YouTube, and I'll
Yeah,
say,
congrats.
yeah, and I'll say like, um, hopefully you reply in the event that you don't, then I'm afraid we'll have to choose another winner. And I'll also make a an announcement on Twitter too. And so yeah, congrats. We'll hopefully I guess you could contact Burnt Green Tea directly via Twitter or Discord. And yeah, we'll get that to you. And congrats again.
Yeah, nice, nice.
And with that, thank you everyone for listening. Thanks again, Burnt. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Uh, feel free to put anybody in the server to put your next guesses as to who the next guest will be. And with that, peace.
All right. Bye bye.